Now it's time for Perform Like a Pro, sponsored by The Wall.
All right, guys, one of the biggest challenges that I have taking care of a garden is keeping it watered correctly. So today, we're gonna make this really easy. I jumped online and ordered the Big Daddy Root Quencher drip watering system. So we're gonna put that in today, and this is gonna be super easy. This starts out with a smart timer. The smart timer is gonna control all this, and that way I'm not watering on a rainy day. So you can either hook this onto the end of a garden hose, or we're gonna do like today, I'm gonna hook it into my watering system that I had for my lawn. So the first thing we're gonna do is cut some pipe and get this thing hooked up. Let me show you how. All right, the first step of this, make sure the water is off, which I do because I don't wanna take a bath today with this stuff. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna come in here and figure out, I wanna put this in up here pretty close to this because I'm gonna bring this water line right down here and go over to my vegetable garden. So I'm gonna come in right here and cut this. I wanna give enough place here so I can glue this in, break any pipe, and just let the knife do the job right there. All right, the secret of this is the pipe. I gotta take some space out of this by cutting a section of this pipe out, so that way the water can go sideways. So I know this pushes up to about this line here. This is gonna come up to here, which means I need to come in about where that T is right there and cut this. So I'm gonna come in right here. We're gonna start gluing some pipe in here. So I'm gonna glue this T in first. Let's get this going here. I'm gonna make sure this is nice and dry. Now, if this is the first time tackling a project with PVC pipe, this is the kind of glue I want to use. This stuff here is actually all in one, so I don't have to have a primer, which is usually that purple stuff, and then the glue. Being all in one makes it really easy to use, and that purple stuff gets to be a heck of a mess because it likes to go everywhere. So the first thing we're going to do here, like I said, if it's your first time, we're going to go through here and really glue up the inside on both of these. I'm gonna set that down and do the same to the upper pipe here. And I wanna make sure I don't have any dripping water on it because it'll wash the glue away. I'm gonna do the same up here. Get around as best I can. You can see how well that stuff works because it's already taken the printing off the top of that. All right, now let's see if we can get these things slid in. So this first one is gonna go in here. What I like to do is get it in like this, get it all the way up in there, and then give it a little bit of a turn. And then this one here, I'm gonna do the same thing. Get this in and get that pushed up. All right, the next step that we have this T in, I'm gonna come over here and cut a piece of pipe with an elbow to come down so we can mount our timer right here. So we got a good place to put it. So we're gonna cut some pipe. All right, now the secret to doing these and get them not to leak is this Teflon thread tape. So you wanna go through and take this white tape, really simple, and I'm going to thread it around here a couple rolls. And you wanna do it clockwise because that's the way that you're gonna be putting the pipe on to tighten it. So you just want to go to the right like that. All right, there is our ratio smart timer for this. It's going to be great. As you can tell, it's hose end, so it has that hose end fitting and the gasket there, so we can just tighten it up. Now my next challenge is going to be, I got to get this drip line under the deck. So let me show you my little secret, because that stuff is so flexible, you can't get it to push in a straight line. I'll show you my secret. Trying to push this stuff in a straight line, it's like trying to push a wet spaghetti noodle. It's not going anywhere except for a pile. So what I like to do is do this. Use a piece of PVC pipe that's rigid. So then I can use this all the way through. All right, this is the easiest stuff to work with. Let me show you how to cut this. I can actually do it with a pocket knife, so you didn't have to even have one of these fancy cutters. But this stuff cuts just like butter. It's that easy. So what we're gonna do here is I'm gonna put our adapter on first because that's gonna go to the bottom of our smart sprinkler timer. Push to fit, it's that simple. Anybody can do this. So we're gonna come in here, and this is our valve. So this is how I can turn this off or do flow control or anything out with that. Always good to have a valve. I might not ever need it, but I always have it there, so that's good. That, again, we're just pushing it in. One of the secrets to this is just making sure that it really gets in there tight, like that. It's not coming out of there. Make sure too that, see here that we've got a circle, a nice good circle on that. If it's ovaled out, it doesn't fit in there as well. So that's a good thing to go right here. Then I'm gonna get this top one going here. Not worried about seeing any displays because it's a smart hose timer. It's all gonna be running off the phone and the app anyway. All right, got that tightened up. There's no water pressure on this yet, but our next step is going out and hooking this up to the plants. So let's get some pipe out there and some emitters. That's how the water gets to the plants. All right, what I like about this pipe is it's easy to use. You can just lay it down on top of the ground and cover it up with bark dust, which is exactly what I'm gonna be doing. Now these little brackets are just wire, holds them down, so you can come in here and push them in like if it's hard like this for you beginners, and that's hard dirt, don't afraid to get the hammer out. All right, what's cool about this is that we have these little holes that are already in here, and they've created this pipe, it's special pipe. There's a silicone layer underneath it. So this actually will drain itself when the water's off, but I can just push the emitter into that, and that's how we get this going. So right now, I'm just gonna go through, get over here next to the plant, line the hole up with the bottom of this. This saddles over the top of it. And once I do, I just push that in. Get that in there, just like that. All right, the cool thing with this is I'm just gonna put on the rest of these. It's that simple, and then we'll turn some water on and adjust the heads. This is an easy project. I know you can tackle it, and this will keep you from going out every day and having to water those plants in the summer heat.